Hello?
Hi, is this Melba?
Yes.
Hi, Melba. This is Justin Kantor from soulmusic.com.
Hi, Justin.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. How about yourself?
No complaints. I'm happy to be speaking with you, so that makes my
Can
day extra special.
you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah? Can you hear me okay?
Okay, yes, yes.
All right. So, are you ready to be
I'm
interviewed?
ready.
All right. So, are you getting excited about the release of The Gift of Love?
Yeah, boy.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, tell me how it all came about. What were the beginnings of this project?
Okay, let me go back a second. It came through two people who are, let me see, David Mason is a journalist,
Right. He runs soulmusic.com.
okay?
Yeah.
And his associate, Glenda Gracia, former manager of Phyllis Hyman.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They came to myself and my partner Ron Richardson first with the project that we did for Time in Life, which is a series of inspirational songs that have been done. They're actually religious songs, gospel songs that have been done by great gospel artists like Donnie McClurkin and Andre Crouch and many others, but by R&B artists.
Yeah.
And I did that. I did what's it? Spirit of Elijah, which was beautifully done by Donnie McClurkin, I think. And then I reunited with my former protege, Freddie Jackson, to do tribute,
Okay.
which is this beautiful hymn written by Andre Crouch. We did it as a duet.
Right. Oh, that's great.
That's how it started. Then David suggested that maybe he might shop the idea to a label, and he went to Shawnee, and Freddie declined. He didn't want to do anything more. But then David and Glenda, I guess they talked with Daniel Weiss from Shawnee and Randall Glass from Shawnee to see if they were interested in the project and some other possibilities, and they all came up with Phil Perry and presented it to me, and I screamed, yeah!
I know, he's awesome. I mean, I think it's such a cool combination between the two of you because you both have such dynamic vocal ranges, which makes it a really powerful combination.
Right, right.
So, how did you go about selecting the songs for this album? Because you have an eclectic selection of songs on here.
Because we are some eclectic people.
Yeah.
And
That's true,
how
and
we
that's
feel
good.
about it.
We like that.
Well, Daniel Weiss brought a bunch of songs to Phil and Chris Big Dog Davis, who produced several of the songs.
Right.
And David, who's assisting Preston Glass, who produced some of the songs too, brought some songs to the project. Then Phil and myself separately brought songs. So everybody brought songs, kind of dunked them in the pot, and we chewed them around to see which ones we wanted, and that's how we came up with all of the songs.
So it was a family affair kind of thing.
Yes, yes.
So take me back a little bit, or maybe a little bit more than a little bit, depending on how you look at it. I know that you come from a musical family, and your mom was a singer who had had success of her own on the R&B charts back in the day, and your dad obviously was a famous band leader, Teddy Hill. So tell me about growing up in that kind of musical environment.
Okay, well, you left out the most important person in this little family affair, which is, of course, you're not expected to know all that. It's my family. But my mother and my natural father were never married, so I have it in my blood. But
Okay.
my mother married a wonderful man by the name of Clement Mormon, who also was a musician. And he had a daughter and a son, and so I had a family all of a sudden. I was an only child before. But he also made music the center of our lives because he was a piano player. He made us all take piano lessons. He made us take piano lessons. But I wanted to take dance. But my older brother, Dennis, loved piano, was really, really, really good at it. He became like a little prodigy, you know.
Yeah.
But I loved it, so I just played and we'd fight over who's going to practice on the piano.
Ah, yeah.
My sister, she really was, she could draw and paint well, so she kind of dropped out of the piano. But the point is, became a centerpiece of our lives because our parents were performers, and so they rehearsed in the home, and all my stepfather's sisters and brothers were musical. They all played instruments. So there was then after my mother married my stepfather, music was always in my life. Before she married my stepfather, there was no music in my life. I probably never would have even found that I could sing.
Was that because she was still touring around a lot, doing performing?
That's right. And my grandmother had strokes, so she wasn't able to speak.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So there was really no one to tell me about my history, and I'm told that she was a good singer too, or a great singer, but she didn't sing, so it was just kind of cut off. The family was really splintered and broken at that point until my mother married.
Wow, so it became quite a change when she remarried then.
Eclectic.
Yeah. Had you heard your mom's recordings early on, like that song Don't Stop Now that was a #1 hit for her in the 40s?
I had them, and I've heard them, yes.
Yeah.
And I heard them once. I didn't hear them. I don't remember when. I heard them later on, actually. I mean, like, I didn't hear them when I was little.
Okay. And so was your grandmother raising you during that time when your mom was performing?
Well, no. We had a nanny. We called her Mama Lou.
Okay.
Because my grandmother was sick.
Okay, so you were kind of taking care of her.
Yeah, she was invalid. She had, kind of half paralyzed, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, stroke studio.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the love of music obviously stayed with you, and you ended up going to Performing Arts High School, right? Newark Arts High School?
That's right, yes.
So tell me about that experience. What did you get out of that, and what kinds of classes went on there?
Well, music was the centerpiece and the head of our curriculum. Of course, academics were extremely important. It really felt like you were in a preppy private school.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Was that a change of environment from what you had been in before?
Well, I have been in both. My mother started me out, thank God, in St. Thomas Aquinas Elementary School. And St. Thomas is like one of the doctors of the Catholic Church. So he was like a genius at intellect and that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
So that kind of spirit I began with, and that kind of educational.
Okay.
Discipline.
Gotcha.
With the nuns that crack you over the discipline and the Spirit of God, and Christians are baptized at birth, and so a very, very strong spiritual experience already. But at home it was quite a bit different. But
oh, yeah.
You're talking about school now. Then when my mother married, then I went into public schools in Newark, and that was very, very, very different. I had good elementary schools, but there was never the kind of discipline and high standards that there was at St. Thomas Aquinas. Then I went to junior high school, and all hell broke loose. It's like the kids.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I know it's a very difficult time in teenagers' life because they were all crazy, but nobody was in charge. So
yeah.
The kids just wreaked havoc in junior high school. I felt like I lost a lot during those times because you sat there because you were accustomed to being obedient and, you were ready to learn because that was a habit. But many times there was nothing to learn because the teacher just sat there while the kids tore the class up.
So it's almost like you wanted to speak up about it, but you didn't know how.
Well, yeah, you really did want to learn. You got in the car. I never knew anything except learning and enjoying that and growing. And then there was all of this mayhem. Plus, you had to watch out how you left school because somebody was always, setting the time to beat you down.
Oh.
I'm gonna see you after school.
So it was a violent atmosphere, even.
It was very violent, yeah. And then
was this in Montclair?
No, this was in Newark.
Okay, this is in Newark. Okay, sorry.
Junior high school.
Okay.
Then it came time to go to high school, and I discovered by then I really, really adored music. Mm-hmm. And so I found out about Arts High and auditioned, and took the tests and everything to get into there.